I want to get this out of the way before we get into the main story time. I do not condone anything said in this video, alright? Do not go and do anything that I say. I'm not influencing you to do any of this. I am just recounting this tale of my horrible life choices. Now let me set the stage for this story time. The year is 2017, or beginning of 2018. I don't exactly remember. If it's any indication of how long ago this was, Juuls were not as common and mango pods were still real. I think maybe at this point, I'd say like maybe 10 people in the entire school had Juuls. And of course, I was one of them. I'm a high school kid, you know? Nicotine is just the game. That's what you do. Which is a horrible way of going about high school. So, like any high school kid, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I would go to the fucking bathroom every day and I would just hit vapes, you know? Come in, have like a vape chat with some other people I knew. I knew them from vaping. Yes, that's how deep I was into the vape ring here. I knew people solely just by if they had a vape or not. And then we got cool after that. Met some of my best friends from vaping. Maybe it's not all bad. That was a joke. Vaping is bad. Smoking is bad. Don't do it. Let's get into the story. I got suspended for drooling before it was cool. Now, how they found out I had a Juul, to this day, I don't really know. That's still a very, like, foggy area because I hear conflicting stories from other people. I'm not going to get into that here, but pretty much, I got caught. Not caught, but one day, I'm chilling in second block. In fact, actually, Michael was in class this day, and we were doing, it was earth science. We were doing some stupid shit. I don't remember. I think we were doing Quizlet Live. If you don't know what Quizlet Live is, you probably do. Fucking look it up. I'm not gonna explain it to you. So we're doing Quizlet Live, and our assistant principal walks in with a like orange slip of paper, and he's like talking to the teacher, and he's like pointing at me and looking at me, and I'm thinking, he better not be calling me. Lo and behold, he fucking called me. He's asking me to go get my bag, and at that point, this wasn't the first time I got searched, so I knew it was going down. And the problem is that while I didn't have a full pod, but I still had the device on school ground. Yeah, I would have just gotten suspended for paraphernalia anyway. Either way, I'm getting suspended in this scenario. And one of my homies who was trying to be a G and he wanted to, me to slip it to him so I could get off scot-free, that wasn't fucking happening. I was being watched like a hawk. So I had to go and grab my fucking bag in front of my whole class. And he takes my bag from me and he's like digging through my bag in front of my class, which I don't think he was supposed to do. I mean, it's like 2 or 3 years ago now, so not much we can do about it. But then he fucking's like, alright, come to my office. And I'm thinking, fuck. This is not good. I gotta fucking ditch this somehow. This is post him coming from the future. While I was editing this, I realized I forgot a little detail. I was charging my phone when I got called. I was not allowed to go back and get my phone charger. I had to go 2.5 weeks without my phone charger. It was absolute fucking hell. Back to the video. But this motherfucker makes me walk ahead of him, right? And it's in my right pocket. I'm a right pocket guy. I hardly use my left pocket. I don't know why that was important to the story, but right pocket gang all the way. Gang gang. So, I'm walking in front of him all the way to the office, and it's such a long fucking walk from where I was in the school. The office was like, I don't want to say on the complete other side of the school because there were still classrooms beyond the office, but it was on the other side of the school pretty much. So I had to go all the way there, and as I'm getting in there, he's like, alright, digging through the bag and shit. While he's digging through the bag, he's like, you have anything in your pockets, empty your pockets. And at that point, I knew it was over. I fucking just slapped it right there on the table. And this was so long ago, he had no idea what that was. He's like, all right, what else do you got? And I was like, that's it. And he goes, empty out your pockets. Give me more. I was like, there is no more. That's the entire thing right there. That is the device, and that is the pod, which is empty, but he didn't care about that. And he's like, oh. And he's like, oh yeah, okay, this is the device. All right. And he's like running through the mill. He's like, well, he's talking about, he's like, well, we haven't really adapted the rules to vaping too well. It's still going to count as a tobacco violation. And I'm thinking, okay, it's not really tobacco though, but whatever. And he's like, all right, you're going to get 3 days out of school suspension, and I'm going to call your mom. And I'm like, eee. Yeah, my parents are scary as fuck when they're mad. And I thought I was going to get my ass beat, which technically I didn't get my ass beat. I did get yelled at a fuck ton by my mom. My dad didn't yell at me though. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So I have to wait out. I have to wait in the front office until my mom can come pick me up. And like, oh my god, it's so painful just looking back on that. I get fucking PTSD to that. Okay, so my mom gets there, take her to the back, tell her everything that's went down, read her through the shit, and they give her the jewel, right? And we're walking out of school. The literal second that we get out of those double doors, she says, "Why the fuck do you got a nicotine vape?" And I'm just like, I like it? What else am I supposed to fucking say? She's like, "You like it? This shit's addictive, this, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada." Just yelling at me pretty much. And she goes, "I'm very fucking disappointed in you, son." Now, that was disappointed number one. She called me a disappointment again in the car, like 5 minutes later when she was on the phone with my uncle. So I get home, and then my dad's actually not really mad at me. My dad just sits me down, and he has like a talk with me, which I really respect that. That was really nice of him to do that. He was just like, I'm not gonna whip your ass, you're a man now. I can't just give you spankings, If it gets bad enough, we'll be out there fighting. I knew he was serious, but it was only later that I found out he was really serious. But that's a story for another day. My dad never actually hit me. So I should really clarify that. My dad never took me out in the front yard to fight me. Almost did one time. But again, that's a story for another day. So there I am with 3 free days. I do not get why schools think it's such a bad thing for suspensions. You're gonna punish me by making me not come to school? I fucking love getting suspended, honestly. That's not a good attitude to have for schoolboys. Do not do that. That same day, they just left me home alone because they had to go do something. So you know what I fucking did? I sat there in the living room, I fucking blast music and had myself a blast. Because I didn't get beat. Granted, I was out of school for, actually, now that I think about it, my 3-day vacation ended up turning into a 2-week vacation because school got canceled one day for snow. Yes, it was snowing in March. That's welcome to the mountains. And spring break, I think I got suspended the week before spring break. So I had all of spring break, and then I came back. And yeah, that semester was hard to get through. I was a meme in a lot of my classes. Moral of the story is, don't vape, and if you do vape, don't bring it to school, because if you don't get caught, you're gonna have a bunch of fiends hitting up your phone every day, asking if you can come to the bathroom. Alright, man, that's all for this one. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.